Hey, what's up, Wager Gang? Checking in for another gym chat. Just got done getting it in. Today, I wanted to touch base on, to quote one of my favorite rappers, Lil Wayne the Great, Lil Weezy the Great. He said, you either be a rogue, be a role model, or you roll with him, okay? So you're gonna either have to be out there on your own, doing your own thing. You can take up a mantle of being a leader and try and help guide other people to whatever success might look like for you and your group, or you're gonna have to fall in line and in with one of those two people, because rogues can also be leaders. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably just venture off and do their own thing most of the time. But yeah, just play your role. Be that support system. Be the pillar that whoever you're following, because let it be known, whoever is in the lead ultimately needs somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem and you'll need a friend. We all need friends. You ain't never had a friend like me though, yeah, I mean? So yeah, man, no matter how much of a loner you are, because you're looking at one, again, you have to understand the value of good company and support. It can't beat it. Some of the greatest things built ever were done by a team. You know what I'm saying? There's not just one dude, well, it might be one person leading everything, but he's got a team of people behind him. You know, even just look at any ball player, any sports organization. You can look at the Tate brothers, again, brothers, the Paul brothers, again, brothers, Wright brothers, you know, NASA, CIA, government. It's all teamwork makes the dream work. So again, you either be a rogue, be a role model, or you roll with them. You know, sometimes you might fall in line with the wrong people and get led to a disastrous place. That's the fear of, I want to say, a lot of people when they're into relationships. To transition that talk, there seems to be a lot of vying for power. It's power and control dynamics, and to some varying level and degree, ultimately you have no control over another person. Again, the core concept of my belief system is that you're barely on the control for your health and well-being. You're gonna have to fight impulses on a regular and consistent basis to make sure that your train's staying on track. You know, so the vie for power and control and the ultimate frustration behind contempt, people not being satisfied, wanting more. Again, it's no, okay, so my son's on a regular Ralph kick right now, okay? And one of my favorite parts in the movie is when Ralph is in the group chat and he's like, is it turbo to want more for yourself? And the zombie's like, yes. But ultimately, some people want more than what their lot in life may be, and that's fine. One thing that Ralph did is he took it upon himself to try and go get that more, though. He didn't just complain, he went on his own hero's journey, which is half the battle. Again, you got to be able to start at least. So he saw what he wanted, he ventured out for it, but then again, what he ultimately found is what he thought he was looking for wasn't what actually was gonna satisfy him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't satisfied with his lot in life. He went on a journey to discover something greater. And through that process, ended up understanding how important his particular role was in the greater ecosystem of the game that he was playing. Now, he altered perspectives of the people that he was around and that particular situation because he took on the responsibility to try and make his situation better, not just because he was complaining. And again, through that shared experience, that shared journey, because again, people in the game weren't really taking into account how important Ralph was to their particular ecosystem and environment. You know, they needed him so that they could all be harmonious. And they forgot that aspect. Again, it's the law of attrition. Over time, things are going to lose value. You know, you have to be able to maintain kind of who you are to maintain that value. Again, with dedication to who you choose to be and the efforts that you put into that, you'll radiate and resonate and exude energy that's difficult to ignore or turn down or play down. You know what I'm saying? It starts to emanate from you. Again, it's in terms of, if you want to call it energy transference, how you choose to maintain and vibrate, what frequency you put yourself on, you know, albeit negativity, sadness, or you're promoting happiness and love. Even those frequencies, they run in waves, man. Everything isn't to be felt all the time, because again, that'll diminish that value. Once you're happy all the time, again, it's joy and pain. It's like sunshine and rain. You know what I'm saying? You have to have all these things, which is why being a good leader is gonna lend credence to knowing how to follow first. You have to learn to follow before you can learn to lead. By learning to follow, you're gonna know the position that the people behind you are in, and you're gonna consider that. But ultimately, sometimes when you're in that leadership role, I don't need you to understand what my thought process. I need you to do what I'm asking you to do, and I need you to do it to the best of your capabilities. Please and thank you. You know what I'm saying? I can't paint the picture for you right now, but if you do what I'm asking, eventually you'll see exactly where I'm leading us to. You know, and again, there is red flags. The hunt for red flags is weird, because that's expecting perfection from people, and the fact that the only perfection that you can expect from people is that they're imperfect. You're perfectly imperfect. It's just whether or not I'm willing to deal with whatever your flags are. Again, because of how I look at business, you know what I'm saying? How I incorporate that into my personal life, where I referenced that previously, you know, where on a personal setting, I'm giving you ammunition. I'm loading up a weapon for you with personal ammunition, telling you about myself, in hopes that I am not a victim of friendly fire, so that you won't again turn this ammunition and this weapon that I loaded for you and fire upon me, because it hurts. I'm giving you key points on like where my insecurities are, where some of my faults may lie, you know, where my vulnerabilities are, in hopes that you won't take advantage of those and use them against me. That's what I have to fight the world to do. That's not what I'm choosing to do with you on an intimate level. You know what I'm saying? So those lines are gonna get blurred on that power and control struggle, you know, but ultimately, again, you might need to be able to do all three. Because in the times that we're living in, lifestyles are amplified and magnified. They're sped up way faster because of how connected we are through communication. You know what I'm saying? Something like this is all relatively new. Even this on YouTube, sharing this kind of dialogue, even though it might be one-sided, but sharing these kind of thoughts, this would have taken time. Nobody would have been able to get it out to masses outside of, you know, a book, a printing press, and then you had to read it. You can't just set this on and take it in the background. You know, you would have had to dedicate a little bit more time to it on both sides. So again, with all these conveniences, it's blurring the line for what this life is about. Again, it's really survival. But because of how survival is dumbed down, you know what I'm saying? People try and convolute it to the quest for happiness. You know, whereas again, going out to the hunt, bringing back food for the village, that was the happiness. That was a celebration, knowing that you made it to another day. People expect to make it to another day now. You know what I'm saying? I get to plan this far ahead. People used to live day by day. You know, it wasn't, and there was people who planned well beyond their years, but they had positions of power that everybody wasn't privy to. You know, so as the situation that we're in evolves, so will, I guess, the concepts for what this life entails and the quests really are. But again, it is still the same to me. You're gonna, again, be a rogue, be a role model, or roll with them. If you can teach, you teach. If you can't teach, you can help build. If you can't build, you can help move stones, lay quarry. Your goal and drive is to contribute something, unless you just have a drive to see the world burn, in which case you will also be required to move heaven and earth, because that is a journey in and of itself. I don't think being the, hello love, I don't think that being the Joker was any kind of light endeavor. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to have ultimate responsibility over what he was choosing to do. And he had to be willing to stand on whatever his choices were, to the point of self-sacrifice, which a lot of people don't necessarily entail. Again, that's a level of dedication in and of itself. How many of you are willing to lay down the fact that your side rules, or rule, and God, this is what civilization was based on. Okay, now I'm just ranting. You can bow down to my savior now, or you can go meet yours right now. You know what I'm saying? Those used to be decisions made back in the day when, you know, we were still, before gunpowder was a choice. You know, those were ultimately what conquests and real journeys were led on. You know what I'm saying? I will introduce you to whoever you praise to right now, or you, because of my team that I got behind me and how we just came and took over your whole village, you can say how dope my savior is, and we can be on the same team, or you can go play for your team and sort that out with them when you get there, you know? So, sorry about the sideways rant, but just brought that to mind through that discussion. But yeah, man, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, take what you can. You know, if you feel free to jump in the comments and contribute. You know, not spitting the gospel, just sharing my mindset. Again, I'm just a guy. I made it up from washing dishes. I do halfway decent for myself right now. I get to take care of the people that I care about, and I get to continue to share, build, and dedicate to my life to things that I feel beneficial, and I want that journey to be available for all of you. And on that note, Wages out.